In this notebook we will learn what is the difference between raster and vector data and how to handle them. We will use Sentinel API to query data from Copernicus Hub and we will display them. A raster graphics represents a two-dimensional picture as a rectangular matrix or grid of square pixels. If we consider geospatial raster, each pixel represents a specific location on the Earth's surface and can contain data about that specific location. They can be used for spatial analysis as terrain modeling, interpolation, and remote sensing applications. Rasters are resolution dependent and the cell size and the number of pixels determines the level of detail of the image. Common raster geospatial data formats include GeoTIFF, JPEG, and NetCDF, among others. Vector data is the most common type of GIS data. Vector data represents geographic data symbolized as points, lines, or polygons. This kind of data is resolution independent because it uses precise geometric coordinates to represent features. You can zoom in without losing details. Vector data is ideal for representing discrete features, such as roads, buildings, administrative boundaries, and individual data points like cities or survey locations. Common vector geospatial data formats include shapefile, GeoJSON, KML, keyhole markup language, and many others. Let's first of all import libraries that are going to be used for this notebook. In order to use Sentinel API, you need to create an account in Copernicus Hub. It is free and very easy to do. Let's now instantiate the Sentinel API. To query Sentinel data, you can pass some optional parameters as the area of interest in the WKT format. On my side, I've already prepared offline an area of interest saved as a GeoJSON file and that I've converted to WKT format. Other possible params are the date of the data, the platform, Sentinel-2 in our case, and the limit, that is the maximum number of products returned. By default it is set to no limit. Let's create a folder for the data that we're going to download. In the next cell, the download method is used to download the products detected according to our query. I'll not run it because I've already downloaded. We can take advantage of some methods to plot metadata about the data that is going to be downloaded. In this notebook we have downloaded Sentinel-2 L1C data. Sentinel-2 is a European-wide swath, high-resolution, multispectral imaging mission, i.e. it captures images at different wavelengths. In particular, the L1C data corresponds to radiometrically and geometrically corrected satellite images at 12 different wavelengths. The next table describes the meaning of each band. Before, I had to rename the download folder because the file path was too long for Windows. Beside the single spectral band images, we also have a TCI, true colors image, that is generated from the combination of band 4, 3, and 2, red, green and blue. For this notebook we will just look to the true colors image. Since the raster is too big, we will have to read a small window of the image. Before plotting the image we have to rearrange the bands in order to have width, height and number of channels. We can limit the plot on the X and Y axis to have a zoomed view of the image. In the next section we will see how to read a vector with GeoPandas and how to crop a raster by using the vector shape. Let's read our area of interest saved as a GeoJSON with GeoPandas read_file method. A quick plot allows us to see the shape of our AOI. We can open again the raster displayed previously and crop with the AOE. For that it is sufficient to use the rasterio mask method, which accept the input image, the crop geometry and crop boolean argument. If set to yes, it will crop the input image, otherwise it will only mask points outside the geometry. By looking to the plots we will observe the original raster on the left, while on the right we have the cropped one. With this final plot we have completed this second tutorial. In this lesson we have learnt how to handle, plot vector and raster data, use Sentinel API to query Sentinel products.